down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah.
Hi guys, it's Trish. Welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are doing well. In this video, I will show you how to draw figures using different types of drawing tools in Autocad. So my professor gave us this figure as the basis for activity number 2. Now let's get started. So as you can see, we are now here at the drawing space in Autocad. We have to command C to create circle. Then we have to put 5 for its radius. Then we have to command line or simply click here. After that, we have to find the center of the circle. So at the center, we have to start and create a line downward at 15 as its dimension. Then we have to command line again. Then we have to make a line starting from the quadrant of the circle downward. We have to put its dimension 15, same as what we did earlier. Then we have to put horizontal line at the end point of the 2 lines that we made. Then after that, we have to connect the end point of our last line into the quadrant of the circle. After that, escape, we have to command line again or simply type L. Then we have to find the midpoint of the first line that we have made. After finding, we have to make a horizontal line towards the left side that has the dimension of 10. After putting a line, we have to connect its endpoint at the center of the circle. And we have to command line again to connect the start point of the second to the last line into the quadrant of the circle. And that's our first figure. So as you can see, the crosshair, we have to start our second figure. To start, we have to click Polygon, then enter the number of sides. We have to put 6 sides of polygon, then choose inscribe. After choosing inscribe, we have to put and specify its radius, which is 15. Then we have to rotate it. So for you to be able to rotate it, you have to click the right button of your mouse to see the shortcut menu. Then you have to go choose rotate. And after that, you have to repeat the process, but now you have to choose move to place your figure and to see it clearly. After that, you have to command C to create a circle. Then after putting your circle, you have to trace the end point, the midpoint, and the center of the polygon. Then at the center, you have to create your circle and connect it to the midpoint of your polygon, or simply put the radius 6.4 because that's what fits the size of the polygon. After that, you have to go to the shortcut menus, then select the copy selection, then put this circle at its designated place to be able to create your second figure. So for the third figure, we have to command C to create a circle. Then we have to specify its radius. For example, its radius is 15. Then after that, we have to command L for line. So we have to put a line with a dimension of 10 to north, and we have to repeat the process to west with a dimension of 10 as well. After that, we have to start a line from a center, then put its dimension 7, tab 112.5. Then repeat the process. Starting from the center, we have to put line, dimension of 10, and tab 135 degrees. Then last one is we have to put 7 again for its dimension, then 157.5. Then you have to command line. Then you have to connect all the endpoints of the lines that you have made. Then command array. After that, you have to choose polar array. You have to the total number of items, which is 4. Then you have to click the center point, then select objects. Select all the objects that you have made earlier, those lines, then after that, okay. So for our fourth figure, we have to command rectangle for us to be able to make a square. We have to specify the center point of the square, 30, 30. Then for the shortcut menu, then click move. Then we have to make a small squares with its dimension of 10, 10. Then we have to move the small square to the sides of this big square. We have to copy selection of these small squares, then put the squares at the sides, at the 4 sides of this square. After putting it, we have to command C. We have to trace the midpoint or the center of the square. Then we have to make a small circle. Then repeat its process. After you complete those circles for the small squares, you have to trace the center of the big square. After tracing the center, you have to make a big circle, then connect it to the quadrant of the small circle. Then you can erase or you can delete the squares that you have made. Then command offset, then specify the distance of offset, which is 1. Then click the objects that you want to offset. After that, you have to command trim, or you have to select the figure, then command trim. After that, you have to trim the excess lines to create a loop-like figure. After trimming all the excess line, we have made our fourth figure. So for the fifth figure, we have to command or simply click at the rectangle, then specify the center point, 20, 20, then click right, then select move. After that, we have to command hatch or simply click here. Then we have to choose the angle of 135, then a scale of 9. Then we have to choose brick. Then select, then enter. Then we have our fifth figure. And for the last figure, we have to command or simply click rectangle, then specify the center point, which is 20, 20, then move. After that, we have to command line and trace the center of the square. After tracing the center of the square, you have to make a line with its dimension of 7. You have to make a cross-like line at the center of the square. After putting line, we have to command offset. Then specify the offset distance, which is 1.4, because 7 divided 5 is 1.4. Then we have to make 5 lines. At the first quadrant, we have to put vertically. Then at the fourth quadrant, we have to put horizontal lines. At the third quadrant, we have to make it vertical. Then at the second quadrant, we have to make it horizontal again. After that, we have to command line or simply click the draw, then select arc. So as you can see, we have different kinds of arcs, but we have to choose the start, center, and angle arc. Then we have to connect those lines that we have offset and made into the first line. After putting its start and dragging it to the center, you have to make your arc 180 degrees. Always put your arc at 180 degrees. And then that's it. We have already made all the figures that was given using different types of drawing tools in AutoCAD. The polygon, the lines, the polar array, the offset, and the hatch. Thank you for watching!